93 Boxing, I'm back with another video. Shawn Porter's released a video on his Instagram trying to make a mockery of Angel Garcia. Not that I'm a big fan of Angel Garcia or anything. Trying to make it seem like as if Danny Garcia is scared of Shawn Porter. Now, we're not going to pretend like Danny Garcia is getting all these cherries on his Twitter for years and it's justified. We're not going to pretend that that's the case. It's not justified that Danny Garcia is getting this cherry. That's kind of unfair, considering that there's many other fighters that don't have a resume of a Danny Garcia. Garcia hasn't even been at welterweight for that long, and he has a better resume than a lot of welterweights. Say no more. Look, Danny Garcia is a better pound-for-pound fighter than Shawn Porter. No ifs, no buts. He's a better pound-for-pound fighter than Errol Spence. No ifs, no buts. You know, you might say, what? Better pound-for-pound fighter than Errol Spence? No way. Errol Spence will smoke him. You know, even if that was the case, that Errol Spence smokes him, if Floyd Mayweather, and I'm exaggerating this, if he moved up to fight Anthony Joshua and he loses, because keep in mind, that's a heavyweight division, are you now going to say that Anthony Joshua is a better fighter pound for pound? No, you're not. Because Floyd has a body of work in different weight divisions, from 130, 135, 140, 147, and even at the 154 division where he campaigned at. Not really campaigned, I mean, he had a few fights for the 154 title, right? So, yeah. Danny Garcia has cleared out 140. He moved up to 147, he won a title there. He was a unified world champion at 140. He is a former world champion at 147. So you tell me, is Danny Garcia's resume better than Shawn Porter's? Has he accomplished more than Shawn Porter? Yes. Has he done more than Errol Spence? Yes. Even more than Keith Thurman? At 140, yes. And overall in his career, yeah. And considering he went up a division from 140, right? That's what real pound-for-pound fighters do. They move up in division. Unlike someone like Triple G, who's never moved up in division. Unlike someone like Kell Brook, who's really struggling to make 147 now. All of a sudden, he has to fight these good competition. But, you know, beforehand, he would just use his weight advantage against these bums. Never want to move up a division because he knows anyone in his own size would just beat the fuck out of him. I think so. I think he would. So, yeah. I just think Danny Garcia is a bigger better pound-for-pound fighter. Should be, I mean, at least on my list, he's higher ranked in pound-for-pound rating than Errol Spence and Shawn Porter. A lot of these guys are running around like as if Shawn Porter doesn't cherry pick and Danny Garcia does, and Porter will just beat him up. Not realizing that Danny Garcia is a guy who has problems cutting the ring off, and against Shawn Porter, he will not have that problem. Because Shawn Porter is not a guy that you have to cut the ring off on. If anything, he's cutting the ring off on you, for sure. And what's more is, Shawn Porter doesn't even have the skills of the fighters that gave Danny Garcia all these controversial decisions. Does he have the skill of Lamont Peterson? No. Does he have the skill of Mauricio Herrera? No. And even some of the guys that beat him, that gave him problems, Amir Khan gave Danny Garcia problems, Zab Judah gave Danny Garcia problems, Matisse, yeah. But does Shawn Porter have the type of skill level as Amir Khan and Zab Judah? No. These are facts. Does Shawn Porter have the power of a Keith Thurman? No. Does he have a power of Lucas Matisse? No. Is Shawn Porter a bigger puncher? Is he a huge puncher? No. Is he a puncher? I don't think so. He doesn't set his balance properly to throw a punch as hard as a KO puncher. He just looks big and he has some pop, so people think he's a KO puncher. You know, when you're able to match your looks, like if a car is fast and it looks like it's really fast, then people are going to have a reputation of that being a fast car. That if you have another car that looks like a normal vehicle but it's slightly faster than the fast car, then that car may not have the same reputation. It's how it is. So, yeah, man, that's really all I want to say. And, let's be real, right? People running up, like Shawn Porter trying to run up on him, trying to act like as if Danny Garcia hasn't done shit. And Danny Garcia is ducking him. He's a cherry picker. Who has Shawn Porter beaten properly since he fought Keith Thurman? Apart from Andre Berta, because let's be real, that was a headbutt and a half. He actually knocked Andre Berto out with a headbutt. Like, that's crazy. Who else has he beaten since he lost to Keith Thurman? He's beaten Adrian Granados, and he didn't look too good doing it. And to be honest, that was a bit of a cherry pick anyway, considering that he could have fought Errol Spence. Shit, I mean, wow. If Danny Garcia is getting criticism for ducking Errol Spence, then Shawn Porter should get the same criticism. Why not? Shawn Porter's not gonna. I don't believe Shawn Porter is gonna win the fight. He is the most overrated welterweight out there. Shawn Porter is the most overrated welterweight out there. It must be. And Danny Garcia and Amir Khan are the two most underrated welterweight. Danny Garcia is severely underrated. Because he lost to Keith Thurman. Like, man, come on. Like, Shawn Porter stylistically is a completely different fight. People play triangle theories, like, because most people see like this. They apply the triangle theory. Oh, Porter had a more, Keith Thurman beat Porter, but Keith Thurman beat Danny Garcia more convincingly. This is in most people's head, not everyone, because a lot of people thought it was a draw. So, because in their head they think Porter beat Thurman more convincingly, that means Porter would beat Garcia. And, even if Thurman beat Porter more convincingly than he beat Garcia, it doesn't matter, because the fact of the matter is Pacquiao beat Bradley more convincingly, pretty convincingly. Bradley beat Marquez pretty convincingly. So you'd think Pacquiao would easily destroy Marquez. When has that ever happened? Never. Ali lost to Fraser in the first fight, I believe, and then Foreman beat Fraser easily. So you'd think, oh shit, if Foreman faces Ali, lights out for Ali. No, that never happened. Ali beat Foreman. So, you had Fraser, Foreman beating Fraser beating Ali. You'd think Foreman beats Ali. That never happened. So, styles make fights, and Shawn Porter has a style that I believe, he will have some advantages. He's going to have a higher work rate, but other than that, Keith Thurman mainly gave him problems through foot movement and the power, because that made Danny Garcia think twice. Not that he got hurt, but no one wants to get hit in a point where they are getting hurt, That's one of the reasons why he doesn't get hurt. He's smart. Porter doesn't have that type of power. He doesn't have the type of boxing skills. He doesn't have nothing. He doesn't have the attributes that Thurman had to give him problems. Yeah, he can just try rough him up on the inside, but Danny Garcia is tougher than anyone Shawn Porter has fought. Anyone. And Danny Garcia has the power to stop Shawn Porter. Definitely. If he catches him, even forget the left hook, the right hand, he can hurt him, because Porter will be rushing at people, and Danny Garcia is a good counterpuncher. Danny Garcia prefers counterpunching. I would love to have this fight. It would be a great fight. I've heard some people from the LDBC not excited about the fight. It'd be a better fight than what a lot of people think, man. This will be a fight. It will blend in, and Danny Garcia will get a lot of shots in, man. He will get a lot of shots in. Yeah, man, I can't wait, man. I hope it happens. I can't wait. 93 Boxing. Don't forget to subscribe to my new channel. I'm out. 93.